This is the voice of the Patriot, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. Now here we are not neutral, and we have never claimed to be. We have taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we keep saying we are the headquarters of the truth. My brother, my sister, this is our daily editorial. It is called The Voice of the Patriot, and my name, Patriot Blakk. Now the very first story I am looking at today is taken from Ghana Web, and it says $500,000 bribe offer. Solomon Owusu reveals how late Mutala refused CSIR land deal. And I read, a leading member of the United Party, Solomon Owusu, has shared details of a private conversation he supposedly had with the late Minister of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, who died in the horrific August 6, 2025 helicopter crash. He said that after a TV program on July 28, 2025, the late Mutala opened up to him about why the John Dramani Mahama government had not revoked LI 2462, which would bar mining in forest reserves. He, Mutala, was not happy that the LI had not been revoked. And he was so sad and mad at all those political financiers and so on and so forth who were endangering things. In fact, engineering things, he said. Solomon Owusu went on to narrate a story the land minister, the late one, told him. And this was when he was in Parliament for Tamale Central. He told him about an attempt to bribe him immediately after he assumed office. In fact, it was on that day that he exposed to me that when he assumed the position of a minister at the Environment Ministry, one day a gentleman who was close to an NDC member, in fact, the gentleman he was close to, an NDC member, came to him with a sack of money, 500,000 American dollars, that someone had given to him, to be given to him, Mutala. He said that when Dr. Mutala asked why the person was giving him the money, he was told the person was a businessman who does business with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Apparently, that person had bought most of the lands of CSIR, and the money was to make him shut up. But he said no. He was content with whatever he had, and that the guy must go back and give the money back to the one who sent him, he said. The leading member of the United Party said that to prevent a situation where the NDC man would keep the money and lie that he had delivered it, he called him back as he was leaving and told him to bring the businessman for a discussion. The next day, the guy brought the man, who is a young man. He, Mutala, told the businessman to know that he had not taken his money. He added that Dr. Mutala contracted Public Works Department to audit all land sales at the CSIR for those which were illegally sold to be retrieved.
Yawaleta matam sanga. Yabo.
Sometimes we have to die before people get to know exactly who we are, unfortunately. Most of the time, people don't get to know the real you until you are dead. And I keep telling myself, well, it doesn't matter how long it takes, the real you would always come out. This is a story that is supposed to be an encouragement to the greedy ones who are running around stealing government money, aiding and abetting crime. My brother, my sister, $500,000 American dollars. Do you know what that can do? $500,000 American dollars. I have never seen that kind of money all my life. Never. Have you? Have you ever seen $500,000 sitting on your table? It is all yours, depending on one decision that you make or take. How tempting this could be, especially that we come from a society where extended family members are always sponging on us every second. Oh, this is your brother's, sister's, uncle's, cousin's younger sister calling you. Do you remember me? My name is Akosua Mensah. You remember your grandfather's brother's, sister's, uncle's younger brother who used to live in China and then moved to Peru and came to Zimbabwe? The man who got married to Akosua Mensah. I am the great-granddaughter of the woman whose sister died during the Guantanamo War in 2022. Before they finish introducing themselves, you have been asleep for the past 6 hours. What that? That is Africa. Every day I receive calls. Family members that I have never known. I am happy they call me. And then when they start introducing themselves, if I am busy, I tell them to call me at midnight. If they are truly serious, they will call. A few of them who called at midnight, they started introducing themselves from midnight up to 4 a.m. They were still introducing themselves. If you are under that kind of pressure, if you come into the limelight a little bit, you become the eye of the family. And when we talk about family, we are not just talking about brothers and sisters. No. We are talking about the brothers of the brothers and the sisters of the uncles and the cousins and the nieces and the uncles and the nieces, all of them combined. The African family is big. Imagine you have even 4 of these people calling you, crying every morning. Yeah, uncle, 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 yeah, uncle. I'm sick. Doctor says he has to cut my leg if we don't get 5,000 cedis. Eish. Emotional blackmail. Then you look at your salary and look at this 5,000 they are demanding, and you ask yourself, can I survive the rest of the month? Today is only 5th November. 5th November. When would 30th come for you to receive another salary? Now you say, okay, I'll call you back. Just give me about a few minutes, I'll call you back. The moment you're hanging up, another cousin is calling. And they normally start crying. Hey, uncle, my mother just died. Oh. And you know that you have to pay. Then friends also are calling. As for girlfriends, hey, Oh, Blakk, this is Spunky. Do you remember Spunky? Say, Spunky, the name. You remember? Oh, Blakk, don't disappoint me. Remember when we were in the university first year? Have you remember? You not remember me. We go out together. You can't remember because you are a 50-year-old, and a lot of the things that happened in the past, because your head is not an encyclopedia, you can't remember. Oh, Blakk, you were my boyfriend now. And some of them, the most annoying ones. You remember you proposed love to me, and I was still trying to decide, and then you just went away. You cry, you don't get hurt. You just walk away. The next thing is they want dinner, a dinner meeting. And they won't choose the kenke base, where you can go and sit quietly and order 2 balls of kenke and maybe something else. They want to go to Kempinski. They want to go to big hotels. My brother, my sister, with all this pressure, with a salary that is almost like air, intangible. If you have $500,000 American dollars sitting on your table, ready to hug you and kiss you so you can solve family problems, other personal problems, and still have some left to fly around the world and sightsee, would you accept it or refuse it? But Mutala decided that no, Dabi, he would not take it. For fear that this guy might take the money and go lie that the minister had taken it. He said, bring back the money. Bring the businessman so we have a discussion. And when the businessman came, if I were the minister, simple, I'll call the police to take him away. Unfortunately, our police could take him and take the money along. The next thing is that the story is dead. We have seen that happen. We have seen police behave like this in our country, unfortunately. If this was British police, no, they will follow it to the end. American police follow it to the end. But our police, unfortunately, some of them, not all, are still behaving criminal. My brother, my sister, this is the life that we are expecting many of us will lead. My brother, my sister, stay away from bribery. Now, some people think they have to be politicians before they account for their stewardship. You work at a place. Somebody comes for a small interview on your show, you collect money. Some politician comes for an interview, you collect money. How would he respect you? Minister comes on my show and he's going, I say, oh, Blakk, Charlie, you are doing a good job, take this money. No, keep it. Keep it. When we are free, we'll meet and have a drink. They normally feel that they have paid you for whatever you've given them. A struggling musician comes on your show for a small interview, or you even play their song 2 minutes. You are calling them already to send you money. You are a cheap guy. These are the things we have to watch, my brother. Start accounting for your stewardship now. Accountability and probity. Mutala refused 500,000 American dollars. Yet Mutala was not rich. Mutala came to my lunch. And when people were pulling big money, if I tell you how much Mutala gave me, he's not alive. I would have sought permission from him to mention. Hey, when I took the money from him, it was like air, so light. But I appreciated it so much because it came from a genuine heart. My brother, my sister, in our politics right now, is all about stealing. The more we steal, the more we feel important. Thanks so much to Solomon Owusu for sharing this story with us. I hope and pray that the perpetrator of this bribe can be traced and nabbed. People like that are dangerous human beings. Bribery makes sure that the right people are not in place. Bribery makes sure that the society moves in the wrong direction. How many people agree? You have somebody who wants to be employed as a technician or an engineer at 3FM. He's competing with a guy called Ekikimi. Ekikimi has all the expertise, all the experience. But because he has nobody to bribe for him, you bring a Nino in there who knows next to nothing. My brother, my sister, and the guy is in there. Ekikimi is home. It has happened several times, even school placements. The smart ones are those who are sitting at home. The rich people's children are those who are in the top schools, yet they know nothing. So the rich continue to become richer, and the poor continue to be poorer. Until we raise ourselves from the pedestal of the end justifies the means. 2, meritocracy. We would continue to linger in abject poverty. Congratulations to Mutala. Now the next thing I want to look at is equally interesting. It's interesting. This one I'm reading from my Joy Online, and it says, Mahama administration turning state institutions into political weapons. And this is the NPP talking. And I read, the opposition New Patriotic Party has accused the John Mahama administration of orchestrating what it describes as a systematic campaign of harassment and intimidation against its members through the misuse of state institutions. Now speaking at a press conference in Accra, the NPP's General Secretary, Justin Kodwia Frimpong, said the party is deeply concerned about what it sees as growing political interference in the work of the security agencies and sections of the judiciary. According to him, state institutions that are supposed to operate independently have instead become political weapons used to silence critics and suppress opposition voices. The party has held demonstrations and numerous press conferences reminding President John Dramani Mahama and his government that we are a nation of rule of law. We have asked the NDC government to stop its continuous weaponization of the state security and the judiciary against political opponents. My brother, my sister, I am sad when I see things like this. The NPP is dead and buried. The only person who seriously is trying to bring some kind of flame to the NPP right now is Kennedy Japan. And most people do not even believe in him. There are a lot of people who believe he's not a presidential material. There are a lot of people who believe that he is not fit for office. And there are many more who believe that he's a champion. So it is still hanging in the balance. What is Kodua saying? When your pastor, your prophet, Reverend Kusi Boateng, was made the head, the secretary of the cathedral, and they were there blowing money, that was not weaponization. You were quiet because he was pouring oil on your head and prophesying that your party will win because of you. War. What a joke. What, these people, are they okay? Justin Kodua, are you serious? Reverend Kusi Boateng, who was my mate at Tia Ahmadiyya Secondary School, my senior, who lived in abject poverty, all of a sudden became gloriously, fabulously rich by some of these dirty shenanigans. He got contracts during the COVID, as exposed by Ablakwa and many more. He made so much money under this dirty government of yours. You didn't weaponize anything against the state. He poured oil on your head. We saw you live. He poured oil on your head and prophesied that as long as you continue to be with the NPP, they will never go into opposition. Reverend Kusi Boateng became a political prophet. He reduced himself to nothing. He has been disgraced, and he has gone back into his world of disgrace, awaiting trial, prosecution, and probably jail terms. That is not weaponization. You people made him get so close to Nana Akufo-Addo that he sacked all his other prophets, including Reverend Owusu Bempah, another man who attended the same school with me, Tia Ahmadiyya Secondary School, Kumasi. Today, listen to what Justin Kodua is saying. Justin Kodua, I will not listen to you until you pay back all the stolen money that was given to your pastor. I will not listen to you until you and your party pay for the useless cathedral project that you lied to us. No taxpayers' penny would be used on that. Today, you have bequeathed to us a culture of arrogance and stealing. You created a certain kleptodom, a kingdom of thieves. Where is our money? 94 million American dollars, we are told, was sunk into that hole. Today it has become the mansion of frogs. Anytime it rains, you see frogs and toads jubilating inside that expensive hole. And Justin Kodua still comes to tell us that Mahama has weaponized state institutions to use those to fight his enemies. No, we like Mahama like that. As compared to your Lilliput who came and destroyed us. No, keep your dwarf. Leave us alone. We like the way the country is going. We are fighting for Galamsey to be dealt with, and we will keep quiet. The dollar has stabilized. The economy is on a better footing. Ghanaians are better off than the 8 years of your kleptodom. When your pastor was getting all those dubious contracts, you didn't utter a word. When Nana Addo's government was shooting and killing people during elections, No, you didn't say a word. When you were giving us dirty, unprofessional haircuts, DDEP, no, you were the best. Is that not weaponization? Or what is weaponization? Today we are catching all the thieves, all the criminals. We are locking them up. And you are here telling us that Mahama is what? And that you are demonstrating. That's why nobody is joining your demonstration. Because we are happy with the way Mahama is going. He just has to put in more energy so we can deal with Galamsey and a few other issues, and we are done. For the first time, look how vibrant the PAC is, Public Accounts Committee. Look how people are held accountable for their stewardship. Look how the Galamsey fight, not the best, but is far better than when your government was in power. Please, some of these utterances, you don't have the moral right to even utter them. Mahama, you called incompetent. You brought in the competent Nana Akufo-Addo, the overly competent Bawumia. Today, Bawumia cannot even talk. I'm telling you that if Bawumia decides to walk around Kaswa, or walk around Kantamanto, or go and walk around Makola, you might not find him. People would mob him. And I'm not calling for that. No. The lies, the false hopes. You promised us sky trains. Hey, we've been fooled by these people for so long. Sky trains. You don't have rails on the ground. You promised us sky trains, and the idiots that we have been, we believed you because your finance minister was always quoting the Bible and wearing all white. So we believed he was an angel from Chebi. Chebi angel. Your dwarf also came and lied to us day in and day out. We should have known that he was the main character in the Gulliver's Travel. And we would have been more careful. Your vice president, Bawumia, I am glad his career has come to an end. Bawumia will never win any election in this country again. He's finished. You got the opportunity through a mysterious dwarf to be able to show yourself. You started up by lying. A Muslim who cannot quote one verse from the Quran or the Hadith. What are you using to pray? Do you pray in Mampruli or Dagbani or maybe Hausa? And when Mahama went to the chief imam's gathering and was quoting the Hadith, he was there laughing at him and calling him Malam John. What a joker. And you, Justin Kodia, listen, man. If you want your career to grow long and good, stop this dirty shenanigan. Mahama is still enjoying some very good welcome. This is not the time to bring these kind of docile views. They won't help anybody. We love Mahama. We love what he's doing. When it starts going wrong, we would make you know. But you don't have the moral right to talk after what you did to us. I leave it here.
This is